Hey everyone, welcome back to Good God, that is zoomed in a good bit. There we go. Welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to do a review of my favorite handgun, my Rock Island 1911, and it's more or less my everyday carry. Sometimes I swap it out with my Taurus G2C. I'll do a review on that one later, but this is typically what I like to keep with me whenever I leave the house. And just my favorite. It's my favorite because it feels the best in my hand, feels the best to hold, feels the best to shoot, feels the best for me personally to train with, and it's just simple. Simple. I like it. Hello. Don't jump up here again, please. You're already up here. Either way, we're going to try and get through this before the gun cat decides she needs to steal all my attention. But, yeah, it's my personal favorite for mainly the reason of how it feels in the hand. Feels in the hand to hold and whatnot. It's not... Rock Island is not known as the best brand for a firearm, but I like them. I like this one at the very least. It has not given me any trouble whatsoever. Some people, from what I'm told, whenever I tell somebody I have a Rock Island, they say, oh, it might be cheap or bad metal, or they have trouble with the similar or normal gun trouble. If you don't maintain your firearm properly, it'll stick or stuck or not cycle properly. But if you don't take care of it, then of course you're going to get in trouble, but they might have bad firearms. I don't know. I might just have one of the good ones. Either way, listen to that trigger pull. I just like it. Makes me happy. In fact, I'm thinking about getting another 1911, but for now, this one is my favorite. Modifications. What do I have on it? Just the grips. Purely cosmetic. I do like how smooth they are. It feels more of a static, such a neat grip to it for me. Some people like a lot of texture on their grip. For some odd reason, just this feels good, better than the wood scales that I used to have on it. But that's really all there is on here for modifications. I don't really do much of anything. Hello, ma'am. Chambered in 45 ACP. If I can get the glare to look good on there, I'll show you. I know the... There we go. 45 ACP. I know that looks a bit dirty, but I don't really polish it or anything. I take off the carbon and that's about it. But chambered in 45 ACP, the round has a decent bit of stopping power, a good bit of mass that equates to decent momentum, and I like to carry hollow points because I'm afraid of overshooting somebody and hitting something that does not need to be hit behind it if I was to draw and fire in a self-defense situation. The teardown. A bit more complicated than a polymer frame handgun. If I can just do this one real quick. No, I'm being stupid at the moment. There we go. The 1911 has a bit more of a complicated tear down sequence. You push down here and try to get this bushing out of there. And it's hard for me because I don't have strong fingers. Little bitch mittens, as you might say. So you're going to watch me struggle with this in real time now because I have weak fingertips and I'm not very good at this. I just don't want this spring and buffer thing to go off flying into around my study, because then it's more of a pain in the ass and my wife laughs at me. It's exactly what I didn't want to happen. Okay, got the piece that went flying before a cat got to it. So there's your buffer spring, there's the stopper, there's the... I'm blanking on what it is. The bushing, I guess. So let's tear down the rest of it. Push back a little bit. Push on the slide lock. These are the things you deal with when you have a gun that you want a more complicated metal frame gun. One good thing about the polymer frames, they're easy to take apart and don't require much finger strength. And I have none. You would think, me being a mechanic, I'd have a bit more, but no. Got little weeny sausage fingers. There we go. Remove the pin, slide forward, and there's your frame. Now on this end, we'll pull back the barrel, push the spring and the rest of the buffer out, or the buffer system. And if I can remember anything, pull out the barrel. There we go. Now I'm thinking about it, this is a good opportunity for me to clean it. I'm not going to bother you with the whole cleaning process unless somebody wants that, but I'm just going to give this all a quick wipe down in between, or off camera I should say, just to make me feel better. Yeah, the story for this handgun is that I got it at a pawn shop. It's a used handgun. Got this one because I had to sell my old 45, a Ruger DC 90 something C. It's 93C, I want to say. I sold that to help pay some bills, and my wife, when she got her tax refund later that year, decided she wanted to replace that 45, and the place that I sold that one to sold it before I could get a chance to get it back. So my wife bought this one for me instead as a replacement and as a thank you for me having to sell that gun to pay whatever bills we needed to pay. I'd say it was a good trade. It's a fair trade because at least I can hit stuff with it. That Ruger I couldn't hit shit with. Now I understand how people in TV shows and cartoons feel when somebody doesn't say anything for a while. It's like, you've been quiet for half an hour. Because I'm just sitting here quietly in between cleaning these parts and talking back to you all. So something I just found while I was cleaning there, you see where that little tuft of fiber is hanging up right there? That is probably where people are getting the poor metal quality from. That's where the chamber, Jesus, that is dusty on camera. This little spot right here is where we're getting some burrs, some shearing going on with the chamber on the pistol. Because that pin that we took out earlier still allows it to slide in action, so we're getting some shearing going on. And it's causing us to get a little bit of a burr there, so that might be why people are talking about poor metal quality. But then again, this is a second-hand firearm that I've had for at least 5 or so years now, and just having that little bit. But that might also just be perfectionists coming out and just be like, oh, there's shearing going on there. But then they have an aluminum frame Kimber that is just shearing itself because the slide is steel and the frame is aluminum. That harder steel just starts shaving off bits of the frame, and it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But either way, for God knows how long, I have no idea how long this firearm's been around for, since I didn't buy it brand new. But as far as it goes, it still shoots pretty well for me, and I don't mind it. I might just want to clear up that burr a bit. Okay, now that I've filed that down a good bit, let's put it back together. Oh, I'm not good at this part either. Me and my weak fingers. But still going to try. And then once I get it put back together, you know what? No, I'm going to lube it up now. Now I'm thinking about it. A little bit of CLP. Clean, lubricate, protect. There is cat hair everywhere, because Guncat doesn't like to not leave me alone when I come and sit down here. I'm either here or on the toilet. Those are the two places that I cannot be without her needing, or me needing to give her all the attention I can. So the two spots, and it has to be right then and there. Either I'm sitting here trying to do something here on YouTube. Here she comes now that I said something about her. But I either have to be here or on the toilet. No ifs, ands, or buts. Those two spots. And then that's where I pay the pet tax. Have to give them all the pets that I can. Where am I at? I'm over here. That's where I am. And the tricky part is getting that little lever that's at the bottom of the chamber to fit in there right when you put this retaining pin back in. So it helps to have some light coming through the back of it so you can line it up properly. Okay, now go in the rest of the way. There we go. Okay. Was I supposed to put you in first? Probably. See how often I do this? There's a second notch right there that you need to be able to push the pin through, and that catches the back end of the slide release. Now let's, hello, yes, put you, no, I'm being stupid is what I am. I done forgot everything about how to put this back together. Either way, I'm done pausing this for now. You're just going to have to watch me struggle for now. Look at that guy. He's being a dummy. Yeah. Yes, I am. I'm not going to argue with anybody. I used to oopid. Oopid is me sometimes. And I'm perfectly fine with that. No? It's like taking a test and then the teacher comes over by you and starts staring at your work. You sit there going, what am I doing wrong? Apparently everything. That's what I'm doing wrong. Okay. There you are. Now, line you back up properly. No, you go there. Pull back the slide. Are you in? Are we winning, son? I'm not winning. Because I'm struggling here because I don't do this often enough. And here I am wanting to be a gun tuber. I want to be the everyday man's gun tuber. I want to be your favorite FUD. There we go. Okay. Lock that in place. Just, well, you know what? Doesn't matter. Okay. Time for the hardest part for me. It's weak fingies time. You can swap out the springs too. It makes things a little bit easier for you. You might even be able to air rack it, which I would love to do, but no. Okay. No. Alright, I need a break. It got hot in this house and I'm wearing a hoodie. But needed some ice water. So, try this again with my weak fingers. You go in there. I can already see the title of this video just being the Rock Island 1911 review, and the description is just going to say, watch me, a random guy, just talking about how much he likes his Rock Island 1911 while struggling to put it back together. Might be embarrassing, but at least it's content. Hold you there for now. No. Must be doing something wrong. Try key. My finger bones is weak. Yay, I did it. Now let's lube you up a bit better. Put some in the chamber. Put some down the slide. Wipe off some of that excess. Don't need two of you yet. And rack it a few dozen times. Really spread it around there. And that's about as much as I do for maintenance. Yeah, it's good enough. Good enough for me. Now let's go on to shooting. Granted, the clip you're about to see is me on a particularly off day with shooting, but in general, whenever I do take, oh good God, I got a lot there. Not coming out there. It's just gushing, but a lot. What was I saying? The clip of me shooting you're about to see is me on a particularly off day. Normally, I'm a bit of a better shot, but the day I was at the range, just terrible. All kinds of off. Need to go shooting more, but need to have more money for that. And we do our shooting at Fitz Indoor Range here in Slidell. We're at about 7 yards. This is a aftermarket magazine from ACT Mag. Got that so I could have a couple extras, and it works pretty well as regular. Safety's off. Let's see how it shoots. I do feel like this is the best I've done all day, but I clearly have some type of trouble with walking the bullets today. But again, still in center mass, still within my area of wanting to keep the bullets. So let's give it another 8 and see how we do. We're loaded up. Say goodbye. Let's see how we did. I might be a bad shot, but at least I'm consistently bad and still within somewhere in center mass, but that guy's liver is not having a good day. Yikes, bad shooting with it and in general, but at least I maintained decent control and I was right where I wanted to be. I didn't shoot outside of anywhere harmful, mainly shot him in the lower abdomen, and that's good enough for me. At least I didn't go wide or low or high or whatever. I maintained somewhat into the silhouette's torso and just gave them a rough time. But things that I got with this one in particular was a single factory magazine, which according to some people does not work very well, and I luckily enough have a working factory magazine. I also got a couple of, if I can find them both, of extra magazines that I like to carry with it when I go out and about. And I carry it one of three ways normally. Either I normally carry appendix, but either in my, what's the name of you again? Crossbreed Reckoning System holster with the sidecar, because I like having an extra magazine right then and there, and I can fumble around for the other one if the situation is that dire. On the hip at about 4 o'clock position, I like the strap, make sure nobody can just reach over and grab. Or on a shoulder holster. I like this one better than the synthetic ones, but that's just me being picky and a bit of a FUD, frankly, liking leather over the synthetic fiber ones. But yeah, as far as concealed carrying goes, the easiest way is with a coat either on the hip at 4 o'clock or in a, for me, 4 o'clock, or in a shoulder holster or underneath a nice coat. But can't always do that, so I appendix carry most of the time. And with it being a full-size 5-inch long barrel 1911, it jams me up in the craw if you catch my drift. But either way, it is what is most comfortable in my hand. It's my favorite handgun to shoot, and I got sentimental value to it too. Like the scales here I put on there. Wife got me for Valentine's Day just because she knows I like the design and whatnot. But overall, I'd say I'd give it a 7 out of 10. Personally, me, I like 1911s, but I'm just not strong enough with my weenies, my weenie fingers here. This is weak little bitch sausages. But either way, I do like this 1911. I like my Rock Island. I don't see what the problem is. Either I got a good one, or other people who hate on them just want to hate. But it's my review on it. About 7 out of 10. But then again, my experience isn't that good. 10 out of 10 for me personally. But y'all figure out what you would like to carry. Don't just take whatever somebody on the internet says at face value and go get it yourself. If you're lucky enough to have a range like I had in the video, that range also does the rentals. You can pick out whatever handgun they have on for rent and shoot it yourself and see how you like it. That is the best way to figure out what you want to carry. But I'll go ahead and end the video and stop my yammering. Y'all stay safe out there.